Welcome back, everybody, to the Breakthrough Moment podcast. Zac Deane here with special guest Sandra Ward. Thank you so much for jumping on, Sandra.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to interview you. For those of you who don't know Sandra, she's actually been around business and small business for many, many years. She was in purchasing and manufacturing for over 20 years. But now what she does is help small businesses with their bookkeeping remotely. And what I really, really like about her business is that she focuses on contribution and community awareness, which I think is such a great reminder for us in businesses to really support our local business, because that's really the short-term and long-term future of our business. And so what she does is she does these amazing shout outs and raises awareness for local businesses to really build that community feel, which I thought is quite unique. So I'm really excited to interview you, Sandra. And for those of us who are joining the podcast for the first time, this is all around sharing successful entrepreneurs' pivotal moments throughout their career that broke them into the next level of success. And so as they share their breakthroughs, us at home can also have breakthroughs as well. So would like to jump straight into this, Sandra. Give us a rundown. Share with us your short story and some of your breakthrough moments throughout your career.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so as you mentioned, I was working as a purchaser in manufacturing for over 20 years. COVID happened. I had to pivot like many others and had to figure out what it was that I wanted to do. So I decided that something I really enjoy is bookkeeping, which is something that a lot of people don't enjoy. It's also a problem that I can help solve because a lot of people don't enjoy doing it with their business or understand it to begin with. So that's something I can help with as well. And my bookkeeping firm is 100% remote. So I have staff that work across Canada, which also allows them the flexibility of having family and children and a work schedule that works for them. And like you had mentioned, one of my breakthrough moments was helping small businesses. We all know that small businesses struggle. We watched it through COVID, how many places have closed down since COVID. We're now going through another recession. We're seeing a lot of small businesses close again. So part of what we like to do is small business shout outs several times a week for a local business. They don't even know it's coming. Sometimes it's a surprise when they log in and they see it on their Facebook or their Instagram pages. They really enjoy it. And then something else that we do as a sort of an extra is anything, if anybody is referring our business, we will send a card with a handwritten thank you card to that referral. And the gift card is to a small and local business. So we're not supporting the big box stores when we're giving our gifts. We're supporting local in our thank you gifts as well.
That is so great. So breath of fresh air to hear that. That's so great. And so how did that idea start for you? I'm super curious. Where does that begin?
Well, to be honest, I don't really know. I do remember when I was in real estate several years ago, there was a mortgage agent who would send me thank you gifts because I was always sending referrals to this person, obviously. And as a thank you, they would send me a link to a gift card company, and I would pick which company I wanted the gift card to be for. I would receive a digital card, spend the money, and then they got notified that I've used it, and I would thank them. And then over time, I just kept thinking, well, those big box stores don't need my money. They don't need, I appreciate the thank you, obviously. And I kind of wanted to take that one step further. So when I decided to do thank yous, at first my thought was doing the same thing, buying, a coffee card or a big box store card. And I thought, no, I don't like that idea. Those companies don't need my money. Who needs my money? They need traffic and they need the dollar value as well as the gift cards. So when I buy gift cards at the local merchants, they know me because I'm in there buying the gift cards all the time. And then, of course, I'm bringing them more foot traffic as well, which they appreciate.
That's so good. That's so good. I'm sure has it like inspired other people in the community to do the same? Like you can imagine.
Yes. Yeah, there's a few people who've asked about it, and I just kind of give them my process. This is how I do it. I do the card, I write the card, I mail the card. So it's actually a handmade card, it's a handwritten card, and it's mailed, the old school mailing. It's not just a quick text or an email that anybody can do. So all of those different layers, and a few people have said to me, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. When I go visit people in their office, they have the thank you cards pinned to their board and I see them and I just can't believe that they had such an impact. Yes, several people have taken that on.
Wow, that is so cool. That is so cool. I think it's forgotten in today's busy online marketing, social media world. So everyone's online and doing the thing to connect with people, but we sometimes forget to maintain those relationships. And yes, it might have taken you a few minutes to write the card, but that's going to be remembered longer than, liking someone's social media post or commenting on their recent thing. So that's really interesting. There's other entrepreneurs out there who are looking to potentially maintain their relationships with their current clients, or just to nurture those relationships that they have already. Do you have any recommendations or advice for those entrepreneurs?
Yeah, and I do the same thing. So again, the cards don't stop at a thank you card or a gift card. Somebody doesn't have to do something for me in order for me to send that. So there's times where my CRM will pop up, and yes, I could most certainly send a text, an email, a quick Facebook message. Hey, how's it going? But again, I take it one step further, and I will take that handmade card that I made. I will hand write on it. I hope you're doing well. I hope your business is thriving. If there's anything I can do to help your business, please let me know. I'm trying to send as many referrals to you as I possibly can. Have a great day. And I just mail it. And then so it's a surprise. It comes in the mail. How many of us get something nice in the mail other than a bill? So it's a nice surprise. And then they see the card and my name. And it just kind of, again, makes me top of mind, but I'm also making their day, which makes my day.
Mm. Oh, that's awesome. That's so good. So I know that you are kind of new to the business world in terms of your business, but you're kicking so many goals. What if you could potentially go, this is hypothetically, right? Let's have a bit of fun with this. If you could jump in a time machine and head back before you started your business and change just one thing that would have helped your business today, what would that one thing be, do you think?
Not being shy. Being in the corporate world for as long as I had blinders on. And I'm sure people who are listening, if they're in the corporate world, they're probably nodding their heads and they're saying, that's me. So you get in your car, you go to work, you hate your job, you hate your life, you clock in, you clock out, you go home. It's the end of the story. And you just repeat it every single day. You hate Mondays, you love Fridays. I mean, I can resonate with all of that. And if I could go back in 20 years and change everything that I've done, it would be that I wouldn't be as shy. I would have networked 20 years ago. I've been keeping track of my network since I started my business, November of 2023, and we are now in October of 2024. I have added 97 new people to my network since then. And I like to keep track of it because it's neat to watch it grow, because obviously it's in writing, so I can physically see it. If I had done that 20 years ago, how many people would I know today? My network would be massive. So I'm slowly becoming known, if you will, in the small town that I live in. And there's bigger towns outside of that, which I will conquer eventually, but it is taking time. So definitely stepping out of my shell, not being shy, meeting new people. I have learned so much about life in general from talking to different people.
That's awesome. That's so you keep track of everyone, hey?
Yeah, yeah, it's my own list.
Good. You got to do it. It's got to be done.
You do got to.
Sure. No, that's great. I was interviewing a lady yesterday, Nina Sunday, and she built her whole business on networking, and she would go to all the associations. So in her area, she would go to the business association, the speakers association, the podcasting association, and go and network. And I was like, such a good idea. It's just like, there's all these little groups that are online or part of the government that we can actually go, or council that we can go and actually network and rub shoulders again with other people, which is really great. I'm sure your mindset has changed a lot since the beginning of your career, around business or money, or, just what it takes to build a business, things like that. How has your business changed over that period of time, would you say?
Oh, it's definitely grown. I also went into this being blind. I have never started a business. I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't have a book. My parents were not entrepreneurs. Nobody taught me what to do. So I learned as I went. So there was a lot of stumbling blocks. There was a lot of times where I wanted to throw the towel in. A lot of days where I sat on my desk with my head in my hands, wondering, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? I'm going to go back and get a real job. This is awful. So I just keep pushing, but I'm growing every single day. And somebody said to me many years ago, you're not growing if you're not uncomfortable. And I can't forget that sentence. And speaking of networking, there are several networking events that I'm in. I am usually very exhausted because I am networking so much. And a few weeks ago, I attended 4 networking events in 1 week, and almost all of them before they started, I said, I'm not going. I'm not doing this. I'm not going. I can't show up by myself. I'm not walking into a room of strangers. And I did it. And every one that I went to, I knew a few people, which I wasn't expecting. So that was kind of a relief, but I still met new people along the way. And I just keep getting uncomfortable.
That is great advice. 100%. If you're not uncomfortable, you're not growing. And it sounds like, sure, you're not shy. Like, sure, I was shy growing up as well. I totally relate. But, you're out there doing 4 networking events a week now. Like, wow, that is super impressive. So, would you have any, I guess, advice for maybe some other entrepreneurs who might feel a little bit shy and trying to find it hard to get out of their comfort zone and out of their shell?
Yes, absolutely. And I actually have people often now, which is very strange in a turn of events, is people are often coming to me saying, how do you do this? How do I do this? How do I be you? Which is really fascinating because a year ago that was not who I was at all. So it's very flattering. And now what I do is I tell people how I've done it and how I get out there, and you just show up. You just go to the networking events, which is easier said than done, but you do it, you won't die, you'll be fine. But also, I've helped people who are too shy to go, and I will invite them to one of my networking events that I am attending. And I will just say, come with me as a guest. And that's it. You just have to stand beside me. You don't have to do anything else. I will introduce you to the people that I know. We will go and meet new people. We're going to have a really good time. And I did that a few months back. And the girl, she was a new business owner. She was younger. And by the end of it, I said, how are you doing? How are you feeling? And she said, that was overwhelming, but it would have been 100 times more overwhelming if you weren't with me. So thank you so much for bringing me. That was amazing. When is the next one? That's what I do.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so awesome. Um, so what would you say is the main message you really like other business owners and entrepreneurs to take away from this podcast today?
To reach your goals, to set a goal and do what it takes to get it. So what is it that you want out of life? Go get it. Just do what you need to do to go get it. If you need to take more courses, take more courses. If you need to join a Toastmasters group in order to get more comfortable in public speaking, then do that. That's something I haven't done, but it is on my list. I've never public speaked. I actually volunteered, so I might be a guest next year for public speaking. And I laugh when I say it because the person I was last year would have said absolutely no, thank you. And I'm just doing things that making me uncomfortable.
That's what it takes. That's what it takes. And every day, just doing a little bit more, a little bit more. And within a year, you're here where you're at and you look back and how far I've come. So I can totally relate. Gosh. In high school, I never asked any questions throughout my whole schooling. I was always nervous, didn't want anyone to hear my question because maybe I sounded dumb and, would get it wrong. And so, yeah, and then I got into acting and television and podcasting, it's just like, oh, wow. If I can do that, what else is possible for other people? And so, yeah, that's one of the reasons I do the podcast is to inspire other people to step into their potential, right? So I have I've left the last question, the best question to last, but before I ask it, could you please let everyone know how they can get in touch with you?
Sure. So the business name is Elgin County Professional Service. Our website is elgincountyprofessionalservice.ca. You can send me an email, sandra@elgincountyprofessionalservice.ca. And we're also on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook.
Perfect. I'll put the links around this video for everyone at home to connect. Anyone out there, please connect with Sandra on social media and their website. Get in touch. Last question is, if you were to challenge the audience, if you were to really give them a suggestion or a push in a certain direction, what would be the thing you'd like to challenge them with this week or this month?
I would challenge the listeners to go out and meet at least 3 new people that they have not met yet this week.
Oh, there you have it, guys. 3 new people. Add 3 new people to your list. If you don't have a list, start a spreadsheet, and start building that as well. So this has been fantastic, Sandra. Thank you so much for your time. Any final comments?
No, but thank you so very much for having me today.
I appreciate it. Thank you for joining the podcast.